Ever pondered how our ancestors traveled during the medieval era? Let's start at the very beginning with the first step in medieval transportation, the creation and development of roads. Roads were the arteries of the Middle Ages, pulsing with the life and activity of the era. The Romans left an indelible mark on road building, their influence echoing through the centuries. They built straight roads, regardless of the terrain, aiming for efficiency over comfort. After the fall of Rome, the art of road building did not die. Instead, it evolved. Cobblestone became the material of choice, prized for its durability and longevity. These roads weren't just haphazardly placed, they were strategically located to connect major towns and cities, forming the backbone of commerce and communication. They were the lifelines that kept societies connected, enabling trade, travel, and the exchange of ideas. So, the humble road, a simple yet vital innovation, laid the foundation for medieval travel. Once the roadways were established, how did medieval travelers cross the vast rivers and gorges that lay in their path? The answer to this lies in the ingenious engineering of medieval bridges. These structures, often built from locally sourced stone and wood, were marvels of their time. The architects of the medieval era were not just constructing bridges, they were overcoming the natural barriers that hindered travel and trade. The development of arches, a significant architectural advance, allowed bridges to span greater distances and bear more weight. These arches, combined with sturdy supports, provided the necessary stability. Strategic placement of these bridges was critical. They were often located at the narrowest point of a river or gorge, allowing for easier construction and less material usage. From the simplest wooden footbridge to the grandest stone viaduct, these structures were essential in connecting communities. Bridges, the silent heroes of medieval travel, truly bridged the gaps in transportation. But roads and bridges would be of little use without a means of transport, wouldn't they? To fill this gap, enter the carriage. A medieval innovation that changed the way people traveled, carriages were a remarkable feat of engineering and design in their time. In their early iterations, carriages were simple, two-wheeled carts drawn by horses, offering a faster and more efficient way to travel compared to walking. Yet, these early designs were far from comfortable, bouncing and jostling passengers on the often rough medieval roads. But as time passed, there came a game-changing innovation: suspension. With the introduction of leaf springs, carriages became more than just a means of transport. They became a symbol of comfort and luxury, a smooth ride that cushioned travelers from the harsh realities of the road. Horses, the power behind these carriages, were another crucial aspect of this transportation revolution. The number and breed of horses pulling a carriage often reflected the wealth and status of the carriage owner, further distinguishing societal classes. So, from a humble cart to a luxurious carriage, these vehicles played a significant role in shaping medieval society. They not only made travel more accessible and comfortable but also created a visible distinction between the classes, based on ownership and the quality of carriages. The carriage, a symbol of progress and societal status, revolutionized medieval transportation. The advent of carriages indeed marked a significant milestone in the evolution of transport. So, how did these innovations shape the course of history? Let's take a moment to reflect. The roads of the Middle Ages, though rudimentary by today's standards, were a significant leap forward. They connected distant communities, facilitated trade, and fostered cultural exchange. This network of thoroughfares ignited the spark of globalization that still burns brightly today. Then, there were the bridges. These marvels of engineering not only spanned physical obstacles like rivers and gorges, but also bridged the gap between isolation and connectivity. They brought about a sense of unity and cohesion, transforming scattered settlements into integrated societies. Even now, bridges remain symbols of connection, overcoming geographical barriers and binding our world together. And let's not forget the advent of carriages. This innovation revolutionized personal travel, granting a newfound sense of mobility and freedom. It created opportunities for exploration and adventure, paving the way for tourism and travel as we know it today. These three key elements, roads, bridges, and carriages, were the building blocks of a transportation revolution in the Middle Ages. They not only transformed the way people lived, traveled, and interacted during that era, but also laid the foundation for our modern transportation systems. As we navigate our world today, we owe a great deal to these medieval innovations in transportation. They truly paved the way for our journey into the future.